Right, welcome back to another mussel fishing video. We are going to be fishing today again. It's going to be a late afternoon session into the evening, but first we've got a couple of jobs to do, and that is to re-spool one of these reels. Now unfortunately my braid hasn't arrived yet, so I'm going to have to do some attaching some other braid to this stuff. So I've got to do that job first, and then we're going to go after it and try and catch a ray. Now my casting, I've never claimed it to be the best. I'm not that great of a caster from the shore. Carp fishing I can hit 110, 120 yards relatively accurately, but sea fishing I've never quite managed to get the distance. So we're going to go into my shed. I'm going to put some thinner diameter braid on there that I've got left over, just to increase the spool capacity, because I lost a lot of line on the last session, because for some reason it all got dangled up into a big mess. Hopefully that will give us the extra distance, and there's also a 16-foot rod in that shed. So let's go, tie some more line on that and find the rod. Let's go. Right, well, welcome to the man cave. Very quickly, I'm not going to show you how to do the knots, but we've just got our 80-pound braid here, which is on our reel currently. As I said, we lost about 120 yards of that on the last session, so I'm just connecting that up to some J braid that I've got, which I don't think I'm ever going to get around to using. This is probably criminal, using some of the best braid you can get to do a half-hearted solution for a couple of sessions until my actual braid arrives, so I can re-spool the whole thing. But it is what it is. So, what's that? 12 kilos, that's about 24, it's probably about 25-pound braid going onto that. So I'm going to wind that onto my spool and get it fixed up. Oh, the things we do to catch some fish. Right, there we go. One other reel spooled up with 25, 28-pound J braid. Happy days. That might actually be fine to keep as a spool. It's not quite at the end of the comb, as you can see there. I prefer it to be a little bit nearer the comb, but we'll see how we get along with that. But hopefully this will give us the distance to get out to those rays, because definitely just getting that extra 20 yards is going to be really helpful. So fingers crossed. Right, we're not at the most inspirational spot in the world, Langney Point. It's local to me. I should venture out further. I know that, and I will eventually. Yeah, look, we're going to try. We've got some daylight as well for a few hours, so we get some nicer filming done today, opposed to what we've had the last two fishing videos where it's been night time and the lighting is never as good, let's be honest. Oh, I'm unfit. This box, it's got my lithium battery in it and lights, and probably weighs about 20 kilos. We're going to go meet Neil, my very good friend, which owns Blackbird, who takes us out on the boat regularly. So, first time we fished together since our accident. The boat's still getting fixed. Just going through the insurance at the moment, all that sort of thing. Very, very stressful. But, oh, it looks good. Chocolate colour. Let's look at this. Beautiful. Chuck a right and down there, I think. See you there. Right, we're down here. My usual Fresh and Frozen Mike, who does my bait, he actually ran out of bluey today. My fault for not pre-ordering it, really, because the fishing should be good this evening, and there's everyone and his dog out. I think there's about, I can see so many rods down that way, but we're on an alright beach. I think I've fished this one once or twice before and had a few bits out. Bit of sand out there, you can see some sand there. There's a big sandbar out there which drops a little bit. That'll be about 40 yards at the moment, and obviously as the tide comes up to about here, it's going to be 150 yard chuck. Probably you just about see Neil's rod over there. Neil's set up in his shelter there. Shelter. Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it? No, not for me. We've got quite a few mates coming down today, so that would be really nice. But we're just going to set up with our fully Pennel rigs with our small size 3/0 hooks and get some bait out there. We're going to put one rod out until it drops down in light levels, and then we'll have two rods out and we'll smash it and concentrate. Fingers crossed we get something. Fingers crossed. Beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Sun's out, thank goodness. Fishing won't be good till it gets dark, and even then it might not be good, but I'm not expecting anything for a few hours, but I'm going to get my spot, so we'll fling this out as far as we can and we'll wait. Right, we cast it out, and now it's just a waiting game. I'm hoping the lead didn't go over Neil, so it's meant to go a little bit straighter, but the tide is currently flooding, so it should be going towards Hastings. It should be going that way, but the lead's going that way, and the wind's coming towards us. So God knows what's happening. It's all very strange out there, but it's holding nicely, so we'll play it by ear. I think Neil's got a fish. What are we thinking, Neil? A whiting? Or is it something better? Oh, there we go, a place.
And a whiting.
Oh, and a whiting, look at that. Yeah. You clever boy. He's pretty, isn't he? Well done. Just Neil's box of delights. So he pre-makes his, and they look good. Stick a hook in there and hope for a ray. That's what we're after, isn't it, really?
Don't chuck your bluey heads away, neither. You could use those.
They're good?
Yeah.
There you go, bluey head. I don't normally use my bluey heads. I normally chop their head off and just use the body. Might try that today. But I've had a few knocks on my orange rod. This one here. So I'm going to wind that one in, and I'm going to put that bait on instead, see if there's anything on it. But it's been out for about an hour, so it's probably time to bring it in, to be honest. Sorry, you've got the sun behind me, so I might be silhouetting a little bit, but there's not much bait on that, so it may have been there was a bite or two. Fingers crossed. Now the sun, let's turn you around, you can see it's almost come down. We've probably got about another 40 minutes, I would say, of light until the sun's almost disappeared. So I just wanted to show you something while I can. It might not come out in the camera, but I'll give it my best shot. There's a little bar here, and you'll see it coming in. So we've got all this wash here, but the waves break a lot earlier. And you can see, I'm just trying to take you over. Now at high tide, you've got to cast over this bar. It breaks on the bar and then comes up over this sort of shingle here. But you can see it drops back. So I can walk on the bar. The bar is right there, and it runs all the way along and it goes all the way up towards the pier. Not that far up, I mean it goes probably 5 or 6 beaches up there, but let's try and, there you go. That's a bar there. You'll see it comes rushing over me. Now because I've got waders on, I will quite happily just stand on that raised bit, cast out, and then when the waves wash back, I'll walk back up the beach. That gets me an extra 10 yards. You have got to be a little bit careful. We have got a few knocks on the bluey and squid. I'm just going to wait till they're going to take properly, really, but hopefully this evening we shall catch a few more proper sized fish. What a gorgeous evening. A couple of little knocks, but nothing major yet. But obviously there is a bite there. This one's been going a few times, the one with the orange tip, so the one nearer us. That's been going a bit. But yeah, we really got to wait till it gets dark, and then it might turn on a little bit, hopefully. As I say, shore fishing isn't my strong point, it's not really my game. More boat fishing now, to be honest. Boat and kayak's more my style. But we need to get good at this shore malarkey so we can bring you some videos when the weather's rubbish. Oh well, right. I'm going to strike into that and wide it in, fresh the bait up, cast it out again. It's coming up 6 o'clock, and then we've got an hour and a half, and then it's high. Well, it's not really what we're after, but decent size whiting. It's not a blank, but it's also not a success so far. There you go. go. That was just on that bluey squid rat, one white, and we'll get them back. Right, the girls are eating their dinner, I've eaten mine. Thank you, Tess, for bringing it to me. Right, first proper fish of the evening. I say proper fish, it's not really a proper fish, it's still a dogfish, but I had my fish and chips and my 2 saveloys, and he's a really good bite. I thought it was going to be a bit better than the dogfish, but it is something. Quite a big dogfish, it's not a small one, but we'll get him back and yeah, try for a ray. Right, boys and girls, we've got about half an hour left. It's high tide now. Well, it was about half an hour ago high tide. What's the time now? 8 o'clock, 6:30 was high, so it's ebbing a little bit now, sort of slack to ebb. I'm going to give it about half an hour. The other half came down, so that was nice. We all had a bit of fish and chips and had a nice chat, a bit of a laugh. That's been really nice. We've had 2 dogfish and a whiting, so I don't call it a success, but it is what it is. I think it's a little bit rough for those rays, to be honest. It wasn't going to be quite as windy as it is now. It's probably gusting to about 35 at times, maybe even 40. So it's really turned up the water. But I'm going to wind in my rod now. I've only got one out now, only got one rod out. I'm going to redo the bait, cast as far as I can, and leave it until it's time to back away. Last cast. Maybe. That fish, boys and girls, took the tripod over. We were chatting up there, having our Roundtree randoms, having a bit of a giggle. And yeah, Mr. Dogfish took the tripod over. I thought that was a better fish. Oh well, we'll get him back. He pinged off just by the surf, and I went, where was he? And then he was right down there. There he goes. Bye. Right, well, we've come to the end of our session now. Unfortunately, no more fish. What can I say? We failed on the ray hunt again. Weather conditions weren't really on our side. The casting got more difficult, progressively difficult towards the end of the evening.